They told us to give a disclaimer. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters, any guests, and do not reflect any of the management, owners, sponsorships, or employees of thereof. Pretty much, if you're soft, don't listen to this podcast.
One thing I pride myself on is just being the same and trying to look out for my folks along the way.
Like, even with all these, big things happening, like, you still mad humble, and you still, like, you have enough clout now where you could easily be like, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with that.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's on.
Unrestricted podcast listeners, thank you so much for clicking play. Because of you, those numbers are going up, up, and up, especially on YouTube. YouTube has been smashing. I don't know how we're almost at 2,000 followers or subscribers, which is crazy on YouTube. It's really hard to gain a following there, but I appreciate you clicking play. I go by the name of DreRawka. If this is your first time listening to this podcast or watching this podcast, I appreciate you. Subscribe. Be a part of the journey. Be a part of the family. If you want to grab some merch, you can go on to allrock.com, ALLRAWK.com. I got a very special guest in the studio today. I got two special guests, I should say. The first you're familiar with. You're first, right? Yeah. Justin Simmons from the other side of the Beehive podcast. Yeah. Don't know how much longer he's on there, but he's here today.
Short time.
It's day by day.
Short time.
And then somebody that, and I got this from Tapology, the number 4 ranked heavyweight in the state of Utah. I don't know how accurate that is, but I got Eric Iman on the other side of me. The Silverback. Now, you've been mentioned on this podcast for a very long time. I've been familiar with you, being in this Utah MMA culture since, I heard you talk about it on their podcast about the Club Elevate days.
Yep.
I was 16 in the club, sneaking in with Josh Berkman, holding a little boomstick. We're filming a reality television show for him. And I remember when you said it, it took me back to those days. So you've been mentioned on this podcast before. My wife actually wears your knuckle duster shirts all the time.
I appreciate it.
Of course. But the Silverback, I want to jump into how does an MMA fighter or a fighter in general get a nickname? Do you give yourself a nickname?
So my nickname actually we had a group of friends and we all lived in this house, right? We all contributed. It was like a little community, right? There was 4 or 5 of us and we all rented a room in Bo's house. And there was a guy there named Gary Allen. And Gary looked like he could bend rebar with his bare hands, right? He was maybe 5'7", not real tall. Yeah. If he laid down, he was the same height as if he stood up. Like lean though, not, big shoulders, just big guy, right? And I used to call him, I'm just trying to get to Silverback status like Gary, and just going through, and then I started making jokes online or, on Facebook, social media about it and stuff. And then all of a sudden that was it.
Well, it's fitting. It fits you.
Because I have, gorilla arms and stuff. So
you're a big man.
How big he is until he walks in the room. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I get that sometimes. People are like, I know somebody as big as you. And then they see me like, I don't know nobody as big as you. But they do build them bigger than me.
I seen you working out with Kent, Utah's heavyweight champion right now.
Stud.
I seen you next to somebody like that, and I'm like, well, there's like these guys are huge, and you kind of towered over Kent a little bit.
Yeah, I'm probably 3-4 inches taller than Kent.
See,
I'm 6'6".
That's
Kent's
crazy.
Probably right about 6'3", 6'4", I'd guess. And he's a big man.
Yeah, and how has that training been?
My hat's off to them guys, because when I went and did the so not only am I a fighter, I'm a commentator for Fierce, but we went down and did the prize fight, and he was down there and we were talking, cutting it up, and I was like, man, if I can do anything for you, and at the time it was just barely being talked about that I might fight again. And I was like, look, if I can help you, anything in your journey, even, I'd love to be part of it. And he said, yeah, for sure. And then, one of the guys, Marco, that helps coach him, reached out to me and he said, hey, what if we come up to the gym and we get some work in? So that was 3 weeks ago. We've been doing it every weekend. It's been awesome. Marco's a great coach. I see why, he's pretty well sought after. And
Is he striking? He's a striking coach?
A little of both. He does a little, he's pretty well rounded. My home gym, Team Link, and Fabio Sahau owns it. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I've been there forever. And I haven't traveled to train hardly at all over the last 10 years because sometimes you go to these gyms and egos get involved and they put you in bad situations and you're getting ready for a fight and, all your friends have bought tickets and all of a sudden you're hurt because of something reckless that happens to you. So you really got to have a good understanding and a good working relationship. We understand we're here to get work and we're here to go, right? But we're not trying to win here. We're just trying to get better here. And just right when Marco came in, Zeke, he came in too. Right when they came in, that was just the deal. We're all here just to get better. We're here to make sure we're pushing each other and we train hard. But we don't need a win in the training room. We need a win on November 17th. So
that's right. And you gotta fight. Who's your opponent?
Luis Cortez.
And this is the third fight, the third installment.
Boy, I'll tell you. Yeah, that's real. Him as the opponent is really what pushed me to come back. In my opinion, I was winning both those fights and I just got reckless. And something kind of historical in my career, I guess, is I tend to always be trying to close the fight out. Always, always, always. I would guess, especially in the second fight, I could have rode that fight out, just got on my bike and moved and won. I'm certain I was up in the points, but that's not my personality. I mean, I'm super, super type A. But we're making some adjustments and I'm trying to think of it less. I think for a while I was thinking of it like it was my job, right? And I have a regular job. I manage a pretty large business.
Don't say the name.
I didn't. I manage a pretty large business. But I think I was just looking at it like a job. For a while, I don't know that I was having that much fun, and it's no matter how big I get, I had a knockout in 2020 that had 2.5 million views.
I was at that fight, the LFA fight.
Yep. And they made a big deal about Tony being half my age and all that stuff. And he was a stud. He was a great guy. But, you're having fun when you're winning, of course, and when you're losing, you're not. But I think I'm just trying to get back into the process and because it's a process. It takes a team of guys to get you ready. I'm at Team Link every night, and then traveling with Kent. And, I definitely see with Kent's work ethic and how sharp he is and really knows the game. I know why he's the champ,
How much does age play a factor?
None at all.
So
I'm lying to you. I'm 45.
Damn. No, I was playing.
No, damn is right. There's one fighter active right now that's older than me, and he just fought at the last Challenger Series here in Farmington, and did not have a good showing. But he's an independent guy, and hopefully he gets to a gym if he wants to keep going. But I still have power, no matter what. I swing sledgehammers. I'm fast. My footwork's pretty good when I use it. If I don't bite down on my mouthpiece and swing, so the tools are still there. I think I'm smarter. Honestly,
that's kind of where I was gonna go next. Is that, like you mentioned, you fought him once, right? You rushed in. You fought him twice. You rush in. You said you're type A. How do you pivot and not just, or maybe you do throw him?
Honestly, for the people that follow my social media and stuff, I'm a real big discipline guy. My schedule is I get up at 4:45, I go to the first gym, I run, I lift, I go to work at 7:30, I get done at work at between 5 and 5:30, I go to Link, I do my fight training at night until 7:30 or 8. somewhere in there, depending on what we're doing. And I'm pretty regimented with my diet and things like that. I just need to take that same discipline to the fight, right? I don't have to stop the fight 100% of the time. It's okay for me to use my footwork at circle. Well, as a matter of fact, I did with Tony. He was attacking and he caught me a little bit, and I didn't come right back at him. I circled out, I let my head clear. And then when he came back in, I threw that left hook and knocked him out.
What's that feeling like?
It's like hitting a baseball home run. You don't even feel the ball.
I always wondered that. Did you like the way that he knocked this dude out? And you can Google it. I mean, like you said, it was trending. It went everywhere. The way that you knocked this dude out, I looked at my wife. I said, "This man killed him."
Yeah, it looked like he got hit by a shotgun.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was like, yeah, that's great. And it was like, oh shit.
Because he was down for a minute.
Well, so yeah, I hit him with that left. So we drilled that check left hook, right, over and over and over. I bet I threw that punch 5,000 times getting ready for that fight because we knew he was going to be aggressive and he was going to come forward. So just the timing of it, and hip over, shoulder all the way through, just real short, sharp hook when he wasn't expecting it, right? He didn't see it. So you hit him and he went down. And when he went down kind of in front of me, and I pivoted and he rolled over to his back, but he was out. And then as I was waiting and the ref was behind me, I believe, Dave Selyestead, stud ref, he was behind me. But he, like, his legs came up and I thought he was trying to come to, and I hammer fisted him. And that was the end of it.
Did you knock anybody out?
Have I? I wouldn't say not like that. I've been in some fights and I've done my thing, but definitely haven't knocked somebody out to where they're snoring.
I've done that several times. I mean, I won. I've only been to the distance twice. It's always kill or be killed.
What was your introduction to fighting?
Honestly, shitty childhood. I mean, I had a fighter's childhood. We all got problems. I ain't bitching about it, but growing up, you might feel like you're being bullied a lot. You get tired of it, and eventually it's either fight back or run. There ain't no running me. I grew up watching Tyson.
Yeah.
I mean, just idolized Tyson growing up. We used to watch the fights, all 30 seconds of them there for a while.
Yeah. My dad was pissed when he bought those pay-per-views for Tyson.
Yeah, they were probably $40 back then.
Yeah.
And madder than hell, madder than a drowned cat that Tyson knocks another guy out in 39 seconds. But, just phenomenal, and then I was the guy that was like renting the DVDs, the UFC DVDs and stuff, you know what I mean? And back then around here, there wasn't anywhere to train. And then they had a kickboxing tournament at a little bar right over here. And it was just, there was no commission back then. So it was just go sign up, right? And I was always tough. I mean, I'm probably tougher than I am smart.
What year was this? The kickboxing?
It would have been like 2002.
Okay.
2003, somewhere in there.
20
years
ago? 20 years ago?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So this is mid-20s.
Yeah.
You have it.
I was right around 24, 25.
And no martial arts experience as a kid up until that point?
I think I took like a year of Taekwondo when I was like 12.
Gotcha.
So, and I was heavy too. I mean, that's another aspect of it. I used to walk around at 310 pounds. I'm 262 right now. But I just, I'm tough. I'll go sign up. So I go sign up. My first, they just wrapped your hands with cloth wraps like you do at the regular gym, put some 16-ounce gloves on you and some headgear and some shin guards because it was ISKA rules. So you had to throw like 2 kicks around. So I go out there, and the first guy I fought had some Muay Thai experience and stuff, but he was light, right? So I'm 300 pounds. I'm just a big monster, you know what I mean? I was really heavy though. But this guy was like 230 pounds, right? He was fast, but I caught him and wobbled him a little bit. So I ended up winning the fight. Just pure brute power, but he literally kicked the shit out of my legs, just bop, 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 like nonstop. And I just finally caught him and put him down while he was throwing a kick. The next guy I fought,
no technique, nothing, just
oh no, just let my hand hit the lights as I swung it so hard. It was probably dragging against the ceiling as I tried to hit him. And this was, like I said, there was no commission, so I'd go in and it was a shot and a beer, and off I went and fought.
Bring that back. A shot and a beer. Let's do it.
So I went the next week, right? They were doing it weekly. So I go the next week. Well, a guy shows up and he's a boxer. And I know he was in the Golden Gloves tournament. I don't know how he did. And he whooped my motherfucking ass. And he didn't put me down, but I remember, so it was 3 2-minute rounds, right? Which now seems like nothing, especially when you're fighting 5-minute rounds. But so it's 3 2-minute rounds, and he's just molly-whopping me. Like I can't get away. I'm just putting my hands up, and I make it all the way through the fight. And I remember in the 3rd round being the most exhausted a human being could probably feel, right? I thought my lungs were coming out. I was breathing so hard. But that was it. I was like, okay, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I went and spent the next 10 years in the gym. Well, so no, I would have been 22 because I spent the next 8 years in the gym before I had another amateur fight. In California, I fought 5 amateur kickboxing fights 8 years later. But I spent that whole time in the gym. Like I was the quintessential gym rat, right? I was in the gym every day. And if I wasn't in the gym, I was watching fights and just like completely obsessed with it. Completely forgot about MMA too. All I wanted to do was kickbox. So then I came back here and there was no kickboxing. It was either do MMA or nothing. Well, I was coaching, helping Coach Fabio and, their Muay Thai class at Team Link. And he just says, I actually kept trying to get Muay Thai fights in California or in Vegas because they still have a pretty good promotion, or they did. One Kick Nick had a pretty good promotion he was doing for a while down there. So I kept trying to go down there, and something had happened. Fights would fall out. I want to say in 2 years, I was trying to get ready for 12 fights that never happened.
Wow. So are you professional at this point? You turned professional?
Yeah.
And so kickboxing, and the reason why I asked like what your introduction was, because I thought for sure it'd be boxing. A guy that's 45, almost 50 years old, I would have figured that boxing would have been the introduction, but kickboxing was it. I
am an exceptional kicker. And so that's something I'm bringing back. I'll tell you all the shit I'm doing. I'm back to drilling my kicks constantly every practice. When I was fighting amateur in California, I stopped 2 guys with leg kicks. Stopped them, put them on the ground. So I mean, I have power everywhere. I definitely have power everywhere.
I think just distance wise, right? You talk about being poised. I think kicks is how you'd get it done, right?
It's the next evolution in MMA. We've all seen it, right? Like those goddamn calf kicks.
Barbosa.
I was just gonna say Barbosa.
It's in Barbosa. Come on.
Yeah.
Stopping dudes, man. You look at the end of the first round, the dude's black and blue.
Yeah. From his knee to his neck.
But we don't see a lot of. There's not a lot of heavyweights out there.
I would guess there's. I mean, I don't know a lot of heavyweights that kick like I do. I mean, I can fold a banana bag, 45-degree angle.
Damn.
Like a heavy one. Yeah. I've got a 200-pound Muay Thai bag that I call my girlfriend. She's been with me for about 12 years. She's still hanging out.
The only one that's still around after 12 years, huh?
She's the only one that made it. She's the only one that really loves me.
We won't talk about your marriages.
We can. I'm open. And I'm shameless, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty much shameless.
So I've always wondered, and it really, my curiosity came from Kent leaving the pit. Is there and you kind of touched on it a little bit, but is there kind of a feeling that you have to stay with the gym that you start with, or is there some type of unwritten rule that you have to be a part of this and stay here?
You know, I would guess, I haven't talked to Kent specifically about it, but I would guess he got what he needed at the time, right? But sometimes you got to grow, and you know, Kent's managed his career really well. He had a big resurgence since he left the pit. Some of it's trust, like 100% for me, it's trust, right? I trust Fabio to make sure that I'm ready. But interjecting them coming up and sparring, I've done a little bit of technique work with Marco. You know, I got Fabio in my corner always. My very first actual boxing coach walked into the gym last night. And his name's Anthony Borelli. He has the best punching mechanics I've ever seen. I've never seen anybody be able to break it down like that. And I mean, I've always punched hard, you know, or hit hard. Look at me.
He's a big motherfucker.
Yeah. But those little mechanics, you know, and I teach punching the same way that he does, right? But I can't see myself do it. So, you know, and I told him last night, I'm like, I teach all these guys how to do this shit I stole from you too. But, you know, 2 rounds and it was night and day difference. Just little positioning of feet, rotation, right down to the positioning of my hand when I throw my cross, right? So, you know, blessing that I haven't seen him. I saw him in Wendover a while ago. But I haven't trained with him in probably 10 years, right? But I still teach it the way that he taught me, because there's nobody that teaches it like that.
Yeah.
And immediately, I mean, just the crack of the pad sounds like, you know, it sounds like thunder hitting the ground. It's gnarly. So, you know, just things happen at the right time, right?
Being involved in Utah MMA for so long, how are we doing right now? How is Utah MMA? How are the athletes? And on top of that, how are the coaches? How is the training facilities? How are the promotions?
Completely underrated. Completely. I mean, you go to Fierce and they take it seriously. The production's good. We talked about Blake. You know, he kind of runs the production. He does all he makes it so easy for me. I just show up to commentate and I already have all my stuff, like all the stats and everything there. You know, the production's great. At the Maverick Center, it's got a big fight feel. And it really is a pretty big fight. You know what I mean? I went down to Igima and trained Saturday with Marco and Kent and Zeke came, and my boy Eric Munoz came down. A couple of us went down, and Dane was down there, and stud Jim, super polite, really knowledgeable. He had us do some drills just to warm up and stuff. I was really impressed by his attention to detail too. Marco's phenomenal. There's the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? The sky's the limit. Sometimes with these gyms though, gym loyalty can be a big thing to people, you know, like fortunately Fabio's like, go get what you need. If you need to train somewhere, go there, you know, go pick some things up, it's okay. But some gyms, and I belong to some gyms that you would think they own you. You know what I mean? But that's not how they're helping me get ready, but I'm the one taking the risk.
Yeah.
So, you know, as a fighter, you need to make sure that you're growing. You need to make sure that you're not getting needlessly hit in the fucking head. If you go in there and you're sparring every day, you're in the wrong place, period. You need to go somewhere where I only spar once a week, but I work technique every day, right? I work my conditioning and technique every day, but you know, like I said, I run a big business, you know, I have 32 employees. I'm not punchy. I'm not slow. Well, Sometimes I'm slow.
Delayed is what we say.
Ask his fourth wife. Oh, my bad. The future ex-wife.
The fourth one just went.
I will say fighting's hard on marriages for sure, at least in my experience. But, get what you need. Mm-hmm. If you're going in there and you're just taking a beating every time you go in there, you're in the wrong place. And your coach don't give a shit about you. You're just paying his rent. Get what you need. Like, take care of yourself, no matter where you go. Right? My gym, any gym. Take care of yourself, especially if you're a young guy. And I'm really passionate about this, right? When I had my face fractured and they CT scanned me and they were estimating how many concussions I had and stuff, like, it's serious, right? Mm-hmm. And the doctor looked at me and he's like, you're going to have a shitty older life. Mm. But I mean, what's he know? He's doctorate.
He's a medical professional.
Yeah, right? Plus spent decades studying.
Went to school for that shit and everything. He went to school of hard knocks.
Look, I'll go get some Eastern medicine. Something will fix it. I'm telling you. But just take care of yourself. I didn't. I trained at these gyms where it was fucking, you might as well have been hitting each other in the head with bats. We just hard. But, at the time, nobody was talking about brain trauma and shit. That never came up. It was either you were tough or you fucking left.
You gotta stop banging on this table.
Sorry.
That's podcast 101.
But the reason why I ask about the whole gyms and like that type of, I guess, gym beef is because, like, for me, I want to see Utah win. I want to see one of our own get to the biggest level. Of course,
I want to see Kent do it.
I would love to see Kent do it.
I am just such a fan of that guy.
He has an incredible story. And that man right there, he has champion written all over him. And he would represent it right.
Yeah, absolutely. Just stud. Nice guy. Takes care of his training partners. Isn't in there just trying to get a win. Just real technical. He's talked me. He's like, look, I know you know some shit, but maybe think about this. And we talk about the theory of fighting. Yeah. Like, just... great. I am pulling for him so hard, like so hard. But like you said, Zeke started posting it, and I think Zach, he was saying it too. It's us against them. Mm-hmm. It's Utah against everybody else.
Yep.
Especially with Fierce, they're bringing guys in from out of state. So, and there's always going to be gym loyalty. There's always going to be gym rivalry. That's just kind of what it is, right? But you find your spot where, like, we have an agreement. Like, I've trained with Ken for the last month. Mm-hmm. Ain't going to fight him. He's my friend now. Yeah. I just ain't doing it. He'd probably whoop my ass too. I'm at the end of this too, right? Like, absolutely to the end of this.
The tooth's long?
Sometimes I think my tooth's so long I'm dragging it on the ground.
But why we're wasting time though? That's the thing, is that, like, this career, there's a short window to make it to where we want and we know these guys can get to. We should have the best striking coach, the best jiu-jitsu coach, the best wrestling coach with that athlete, right?
Well, so the best is hard to quantify, right? Mm-hmm. There's in fighting, they call it looks. Can you get a different look with this guy? Basically, it's like getting a different theory, right? One guy will tell you to pivot one way. One guy may tell you to cut another. One guy may say, lead with something, it's just knowledge, right? And if you go and you train with somebody and you pick one or two things up every time you're going somewhere, right? You're getting better. Mm. And when I don't coach anybody but the guys that are fighting much these days. I just don't have time. Mm-hmm. But I've talked to these guys like, look, you're in here, and if I have an hour and a half with you, you need to shut the fuck up and do the work, right? Because the amount of time, effort, money, blood, sweat, and tears that I've put into to learn the things that I know, if I'm giving it to somebody, they better, it's not this isn't a sewing circle.
Yeah.
I
don't know what that analogy means, but
I
felt like it was real problematic for a minute.
So white, right?
A sewing circle. It sounds like some womanizer type.
I don't know. Give me another analogy.
Well, I mean, it was not misogynistic at all.
Would you expect less?
No, of course not. That's why I love you.
But if we're all sitting around talking, because guys will do that. They get to a point where they're supposed to be doing drills.
It's not
and stuff
Relief
like that.
Society, right?
Yeah, there we go. If that isn't
everybody in
something,
Utah's all, yeah, got you now.
But there's just the amount of dedication I've had over the last. I've been in the gym. I've been in one gym or another since I was 22. I'm 45.
I mean, that being said, though, like we say, we have these athletes have this short window, right? But if we're talking professional, is that not like the biggest window for an athlete? You talk about somebody that goes to the NBA or the NFL, and a good career is 4, 5, 6, 7 years, right? Mm-hmm. We're talking about fighters that it's not very uncommon for anybody in the big leagues like the UFC, PFL, Bellator, whatever, been doing it 20, 25 years, right?
Well, and some of it is pace, right? So like me, when I had my first MMA, I think my first amateur fight right when I turned, either right before I turned 34 or right after. And then I fought for 2 years. I fought every 90 days as a heavyweight. Because time, right? I was like, fuck, I'm old. I got to get going. I'm way behind. Yeah, I know some stuff and I'm a good athlete, but like I got to attack it while I'm doing it. But, some of these guys fight twice a year.
Isn't that crazy now though? Because you don't really need to go super quick. I mean, look at Sugar, right?
Yeah.
Like Sugar doesn't have a whole bunch of fights. He has a lot of fights, but not like a whole mass amount of fights in a short period of time. But social media has made it to where these guys, they can get to that level so quick with minimal fights under the belt.
Right.
Well, and like you look at some of the like the boxers, right? Mm-hmm. 100, 120 amateur fights before they go pro.
Yeah.
But in some parts of the country, you can go to a USAA boxing event every weekend.
Yeah.
Right. So we don't have that here.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? We just don't have that here.
Do we have enough athletes to make it happen here?
In boxing only, I don't know. MMA is so popular now.
Aren't you talking the kind of the older end? Like with commissions now, you can't get away with the way you used to be able to do it, right?
I mean, some of the.
I guess if you travel, you go from.
Well, see, and I always fought here. I didn't want to fight anywhere else. So, other than when I fought in California, but that was my home state, but I didn't know anybody out there, just my family would come watch, you know what I mean? But you mean for amateur fighting?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not like you could get knocked out and then just go to another state in a week and fight again. Like those days are almost over.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. And the consciousness of, the kids, right? They're kids.
Right.
Something, one of my ex-wives, appreciate you bringing that up, told me was, you probably had your first concussion when you were 10.
Jeez.
That, we're more sensitive about that now, right? Where when I was 10, nobody was talking about it, right? When I was 14 playing football, it was head down to tackle. Oh, yeah. So, I think things have changed. It's going to be a lot better for athletes, I think. But, your jiu-jitsu, go do jiu-jitsu. Wrestle. We've all seen it. You want the best base ever for MMA. You wrestle, jiu-jitsu, and then you learn some striking. And the work ethic you learn in a wrestling room is unmatched. Yeah. In most of these places. So it's not like you have to go get hit in the head every weekend. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's options. But I I didn't do any of that. I started kickboxing at 22. And there wasn't anywhere to compete amateur wise around here. And then when I went to California, the kickboxing scene out there's really big. Like, and they would have smokers and stuff like that. And I'm not sure what the regulation is now because they've shut it down here. But you'd travel from gym to gym and you'd fight every weekend. So some of those guys would go do, amateur rules Muay Thai fight every weekend, and they go from Fresno. I lived in the Bay Area, but they go from Fresno to Sacramento. There's 40 or 50 gyms. Jeez. You know what I mean? And you can just go and go and go.
Yeah, that's not happening no more.
No.
Goodbye. No. Who were some of the action, martial art action stars that you liked as a kid? Who'd you grow up watching?
Van Damme.
Hell yeah.
The whitest of them all, but
he was European.
Absolutely a stud. I
hold on. The whitest of them all got to be Chuck Norris, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Chuck, right? And I never watched a lot of Chuck Norris stuff. I watched like those bad Shogun translation movies and stuff like, I loved that shit.
Drunken Master is still my favorite movie. The original.
Yeah.
I was watching some
the dubbed over one.
Yeah. I was watching something I watched 2 of them on Netflix the other night. I'm still 12.
36 Chambers.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch like certain movies to get kind of like amped up, or music? How do you get into the mode to go out for battle?
So for a long time, I watched Natural Born Killers. A long time.
Well,
sounds about right.
I got problems. I did that for a long time. To be honest with you, now, no, I don't need to. I don't have to.
You're wore out enough. Your soul is fucking been dragged to the gutter. You're all, oh yeah, that's right. Now I'm ready.
Yeah, motherfuckers like Roadhouse. Let's go.
Roadhouse, one of my all-time favorites, bro.
Hell yeah, I love that movie.
I loved Roadhouse.
When he stuck his hand in that chest and brought out that shit.
Fire.
Because Kobe, he played Michael Myers, the Halloween theme song, in the locker room before a game. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he'd play the Halloween theme song in the locker room before they went and took the court.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
really?
dog.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So while we're talking about theme songs, I have nothing for a walkout. So I need some suggestions.
You guys and your walkout songs. Zach will hit me the night before. Still waiting on 3 or 4. These motherfuckers, man. Just like me, big.
If you shooting from the hip, if you're like, oh, I got to get something for Eric, what would it be? Like, not even any time to sit and wait.
I see the Clover. I'm thinking like Dropkick Murphys.
I could do that.
Like,
there's probably a Murphy song. I'm a Murphy's fan.
But see, here's the thing. I know there's some unsung rules on some songs. Because I'm like, yo, go out to Eminem every time. They're like, no, you can't do Eminem.
Yeah.
That's what I was
It's a written word, isn't it?
The Eminem songs were just... It was like 5 guys, same card every fucking weekend.
You only get one chance to that.
Yeah, I just heard this one.
You know what my favorite song to walk out to wasn't? It was on YouTube and it was a dub mix for Iron Man.
Yep, I got that one. Yeah.
Because the last time I walked out at Fierce to that, they played the original Iron Man. I'm like, this ain't it, but whatever, we'll go fight.
Yeah, no, I got that. I got the dubstep one. Yeah,
ooh, I like that a lot.
Yeah,
so
maybe we'll do that one.
We'll bring that back because I haven't walked out to that in a couple of years. That was actually my favorite one.
I always hear, like, I was talking to Kent and everything. They're always like, hey, I don't know. Like, it's the day of the show, and I want to change it up. Yeah. We were at when we were at the.
He's like, you guys at your goddamn walkout.
Can you blame him?
An hour before you're supposed to walk out.
The funny thing,
I gotta figure it out.
Every time I tell the fighters, right? I'll talk to the heavyweights. I'll talk to you, Zeke, right? I'm like, I can talk with them. But like these other guys, I got the heavyweights behind me. All right, so if you guys got a problem, I got that. Yeah, but when we were at the we were in Farmington.
Yeah,
that Farmington show. I had a fighter last minute. We're in Farmington. There's no Wi-Fi. How am I gonna get this song?
Oh, that was rough too.
Figured it out. I got it though.
There was no signal, no nothing. Like it was like the black hole.
I actually like that venue though.
Do you?
Low key. I think if we put some lights in there, put a little bit more, staging kind of thing. I think it'd be cool.
That show they did up in Heber.
I wish I would have made it to that one.
That one, like, The room, the bleachers, it was super clean. They had some help. The wrestling team helped them set up.
Wow.
Good locker rooms, separated locker rooms. It wasn't like separated by a sheet. Like that was a really good venue. I hope they go back up there.
I'm excited for Maverick Center November 17th. FierceFightingChampionship.com. Go get your tickets. Click on Eric's face. You can click on it and you get credit for that,
I
right?
get credit for it. That's how, selling tickets is what keeps fighters fighting.
And the brilliant part about it is if you look into it when you click on him, there's set seating for every fighter. So it's not like, okay, well, it goes to Eric and we'll set whatever. No, when you go in, you'll be around the people that are supporting Eric, which is fucking awesome.
Well, yeah, because, you don't want to click me and then be sitting next to my opponent's mom. That's not going to be
There's a
good
love
look,
for that, though.
I mean?
There's a love for that.
But be
what
respectful.
brings out- Absolutely.
Just be respectful.
So I was at another promotions event and I fought, right? And I won like savage won. I hit this kid with a cross and then came through with a knee and just like scalped him.
Oh.
And something happened and he gets up, but like some of the people in there were booing him, or that maybe they were booing me.
Maybe
But
it was you.
but it seemed like they were directing it at him. Anyway, I started yelling at him. Don't fucking do that. Don't do that. Don't, no matter how they perform, don't minimize their effort ever, because there's only a few people that have ever done it. And it's the hardest fucking thing you're ever going to do. And I promise you, you go in front of 500 people you don't know and you think you're going to take a fucking ass whooping, or you might, that will change your life. You will know if you're tough. You'll know how hard you are. Not from the beating, but from the nerves. I guarantee it. So don't talk bad about guys, no matter how they perform, right? If they go in there and they're throwing haymakers, they're still in there and the rest of the population ain't. Yep. So don't boo them. Don't be shitty to them. It's terrible. It was exactly what happened when I threw that kid on the ground.
Dog, I see this melee. I'm like, yo, it's a family show. Chill out.
Oh man.
And my wife is right above you guys, and I see you guys standing up, and I look at Angel. I'm like, Angel, stand the fuck up. If your boy's getting in a fight, you better jump in.
Not Angel. Not Angel.
I'd have tied them kids together and thrown them out. I'd have tied them in knots. But that's what it was. He was yelling at the fighters, you stupid.
The majority of MMA fans have that thought in their mind. They're like, I couldn't do that. I'm not gonna boo anybody. I'm gonna clap and give them a hey, better man won. But everybody gave it all. But there's a few assholes, drunk assholes that get out there. And that's why in that that instance there was 50 people around us that were like, no, man, no, that kid fucking deserved what he got, the way that they were acting. So
I think I was as shocked as you were that he took a swing at me. I was like, I mean, and I took exception at it, right? Because he, like, 2 fights. It went on for 2 fights.
Yeah, I said some pretty shitty stuff.
Fucking idiot and this and that. And, you can't fight. And what set him off is I was like, I'll get you a contract for the next one. I know a guy. We'll go sign on the line. You think you're tough? You get your shit together. Let's go get it done. Like, we can go talk to my man Zach right now. If I say this kid thinks he's bad, put him against an 0-0 guy from a gym. We can get it done, right?
Zach, let's bring it back. Bully beat down. We promote it in between fights. You think you got what it takes? Boom.
Be great, right?
Yeah, call people out.
Shout out to Mayhem and hope he gets his shit together.
Whoa. Did he kill somebody?
No, not yet. Not yet, anyways, but he is out. He is sober right now.
Yeah,
he is sober right now.
Who had the pink hair first, him or Sharp?
Mayhem. I mean, it was way. I mean, we're talking Mayhem back in like
the 90s.
Yeah, because Mayhem goes way back. Oh yeah,
because I knew him in like 2000 was when I first got onto him.
Yeah, and he'd fought a couple years before that.
Because believe it or not, Mayhem was like, he was in the gym with Hendo and Randy Couture. He was a team, the Fist. I'm fucking drawing a blank.
Oh, you're talking about not Tap
Quest.
Out. Oh,
Team
Quest.
Quest.
Yeah,
He was a Team Quest guy for a while.
So that's old school.
Yeah. Do you think Do you think where we are right now as a local, I'm gonna say local,
Pull that fucking shit out of my pocket. God damn it. Savage.
as a local scene, who do we need to look out for? Who are some people that you're like, obviously we said Kent, but who are some talents right now where you're like, this chick, this guy, this gal is somebody to look out for?
Hardman's a stud. You always like watching Jerome. Jerome's getting up there in age too. But you know,
that last fight was rough to watch, man.
Jones is the guy to watch. He's fighting on BKFC. Nick is coming back to fight BKFC.
Oh wow.
Moa's coming back to fight BKFC.
I've seen that.
You know, there's some good shit happening right now for fighting.
How about they're coming here? How about they're coming here?
Well,
I mean,
you know, the UFC sells out.
Yeah.
So buy tickets. Come support. So it's local, right?
Yep.
Support the local event because it's this local event that gets guys to that BKFC card, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the local event that gets guys to PFL. It's these events are what supporting these events are what feeds a fighter's dream, and it's I mean, you know, it's a thankless sport because everybody loves you when you're winning.
Mm-hmm.
I've been fortunate that, you know, I've had some losses. I've had some bad losses. But, you know, well, like we talked about on the podcast, right? Or I talked to Blake about, you know, I just happened to run into Randy Couture at his poker fundraising event. And I was total fanboy, right?
Absolutely.
Captain America, fucking total fanboy. So I run, and it was at the Golden Nugget. So I run in and I get a thing signed and donate some money. And I'm talking to him and I'm like, you know, I've done some amateur fighting, but man, my nerves. And he said, you're going to fall to the level of your training. You just need to go out there and execute. And the people that love you will still love you. And he was right? But, you know, everybody wants a picture with the winner.
It's the truth. One thing that I've learned in this in Utah, being a native local Utahn, is that we have small town, small city vibes to where it's like, and this is coming from a supportive standpoint, where it's like, that's just Justin from down the street. He's doing this small little fight thing.
Yeah,
right?
like they don't realize. I mean, okay, for one, right? Everybody, we talked about this on the Beehive. You want to be an expert at anything, you get in a plane, you fly 2 states over, and then you start talking about the shit you know. Because a lot of times your friends and the people close to you are going to be like, you can't do that. Don't do that. Why would you do that? I get it now. You're 45. Why would you? Because I'm 45 and I can still fucking get it done. That's why I'm doing it.
If you can beat my ass, keep going.
But, you know, so be supportive.
Yeah.
Be supportive. You know, if your kid was playing a musical instrument, you'd go watch. You know, and usually the families and stuff like that are pretty good. I'm really fortunate. My friend group, you know, is pretty strong. And
you're not from here.
So I was, and then I lived in California for a long time, and then I came back.
Gotcha.
But you know, just support them. Look, if you don't want to see it, buy a $50 ticket. It's $50. Buy a $50 ticket and don't go.
Yeah.
I mean, just support. You know what I mean? You see all this stuff about support local. Well, this is local. Support local. Be part of the community. Don't be a problem and tell them, why are you doing this?
Were you there the first time we went up to Idaho?
No, I haven't been up to the Idaho. I've been to Idaho fights, but not with Fears.
The Idaho Falls, the Mountain America Center.
I heard it was packed.
The first one sold out.
Yeah.
Sold out. I think there was maybe like 100 tickets left or something like that, just short of it. But it was like everybody came to see this fight. And what it felt like to me, because there was a lot of locals there, what it felt like to me is that like the locals brought out their friends and family. And if you think about how much friends and family we have locally, like we should be selling this place out.
The Maverick Center should be full to the
entire
fucking
thing.
roof.
Yeah, the entire
We just
thing.
need a roof. We just need people there once. They'll come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And well, as good as the fight cards are, I mean, the Challenger fight
Man,
cards.
Zach does an amazing job with that, man.
Outstanding. You know, I've done the last 3, I think, Challenger cards. he does such a great job at matchmaking. He really cares about the fighter. He's got a plan for you. You know, it's nice that he's a fighter's fighter, right?
Yeah.
And understands, you know, what you're up against and what you're doing. But I mean, this fight card will be stellar. It's the biggest one of the year.
Stacked.
It's the biggest one of the year. It'll be entertaining. You know what else? They do fight after fight. You're not sitting through intermission after intermission, or, you know.
It don't feel long. It don't. Oh man, like when we had it was unfortunate because I think we had 10 people on the card. I think it was 5 and 5, but it went so quick. We were out of there before 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
the one you guys got into that.
Yeah, because they. Oh yeah. Well, there's a bunch of finishes too.
Yeah, that's always great.
No, if you're a fan of MMA, I mean, do yourself the justice and go to a local event. Like, you think that you're sitting at your house and watching a UFC card, you're like, oh, my friends get together, we love it. Like, you're not doing yourself the justice by not going to a local event, because I can promise you, look at that stud.
Look, my mom says I'm handsome.
How old is that picture? Why you look like a buff Zach Partridge?
Because I am. We have the same haircut, bro. That picture's actually,
that's a God-given haircut.
I took that. I think the day before they posted it.
I don't know much about Abby. What's Abby about? This is the main event, Malfaleo versus Abby, November 17th at the Maverick Center, fiercefightingchampionship.com. Obviously, I know Kent, but I don't know much about Abby.
So Abby, they flew in to fight Zeke, and he beat Zeke. So, you know, Zeke's in a contender right now. So they brought him back. I want to say he's from Florida, but they brought him back to fight for the title.
A lot of these guys have fought before. Cortez actually just lost to Chisholm, who's fighting Zeke. That Cortez fight was crazy because Cortez was hype. He ran in on Chisholm, and Chisholm got it done in like 12 seconds, I think it was, real quick. Obviously, you got Cortez. Looking at the card right now, fiercefightingchampionship.com. Before yours is Collard versus Owens.
Owens fights hard, and you know, Collard's good.
Vigil and Lolly. There's a little, what is that? A glare?
It's just a glare. I'm not. I'm somewhat familiar with Vigil. He's good. I don't know a lot about their fighting styles, to be honest with you. I'm a huge fan.
He's fun.
Oh man, he comes out like that goddamn house is on fire. It's just stellar to watch him fight.
Another man who has that like kickboxing style.
Very really kind of point striking style a little bit. Really light on his feet, in and out really fast. But I mean, he's put people down. Campo's a stud too.
What happened to the Hardman fight?
What did happen to that?
No, it's not there.
Scroll up. Keep going all the way. It still says it.
Oh yeah, but he's not on the thing.
I don't see it on the.
I hadn't heard somebody dropped out. Usually they call me.
I wonder if it's just a glitch on the website.
Yeah, sometimes they call me too. Just let me know. Well, actually, he calls me. He's all, "Hey, your insurance rates are going up." I'm like, that's all right.
How's the fight card?
So definitely go get your tickets. FierceFightingChampionship.com. Fierce Fighting Championship number 28, I believe is. They put the Roman numerals up there, and I'm stuck with Roman numerals.
Me too. You know, about 10,
It's 28.
25.
Yeah, I'm counting on my fingers. I count on my fingers anyway, though.
What should we expect? What is Silverback bringing to this fight?
With Barella back in the corner, he's going to get tattooed. In the last 2-3 years, I'm not hitting as hard as I am now. Guaranteed. And it don't take much, Well, I mean, you look at the Darling fight, that punch didn't look like shit. But because I've adjusted some of my punching, like Barella wants you to hit as hard as as hard as you humanly can, right? But because of that, my range is longer. There's some distance changes, some things like that. So I'm just gonna go out, be smart. My footwork's pretty good when I use it, and just put some hands on him. It's not rocket science, right? I
Yeah.
just gotta go out and touch him until he goes down. I can't go out and think that each punch needs to knock him out. It just has to be some accumulation, but something will happen. There'll be fireworks.
I'm excited. This whole card, like you mentioned, it's going to be very exciting, especially the top half of this card.
Yeah.
Whew, so exciting. Something else that's exciting is this will be out hopefully before November 11th, but we have Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC 295 Alex Pereira and Yuri Prochazka. Go ahead. You gonna correct me?
No, I'm just going to soak on that one.
What is you guys' thoughts on UFC 295?
You know what? The fact that Alex has become a middleweight champion, and as fast as he became the champion, I mean, he's going to fight. I mean, we're going to fight for the light heavyweight title, right? He just got inducted to the Glory Hall of Fame.
Oh, hey.
Like if we're talking about elite, and this guy knows, like, the Glory Hall of Fame, I mean, if you want to talk about real legit strikers, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So the fact that he's 8-2 and he's going to fight for his second title, like, I mean,
As quickly as he did.
who else has done that in their career? So,
I really like Yuri though. I like it was the hairstyle for me.
the
The samurai.
and he will thrive in chaos, right? But I don't think he's as elite as Alex is. It's a good fight. It's a banger of a fight, and that's hard to call. Like if I remember the over under, because I looked at the bets on it, and it's pick'em fights. The two events are all pick'ems, right? But I'm gonna go with Alex. You know, we watched him here, you know, beat Jan Blachowicz, and Jan's tough. Jan's weathered. I thought for sure Yana got the better of him, but Alex, he's a smart fighter. He stays outside, keeps his head off the center.
Working more with Glover.
Yeah. And I mean, you would think we'll just take him down, but I mean, Glover every day. It's one of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners that we have in the game, right? Like Glover, we didn't get to see the pinnacle of Glover, right? Because of the visa issues and all that bullshit. And, you know, he trained with Chuck back in the heyday. Like that was Chuck's guy.
When Chuck was just a murderer.
That was his dude. So I got Alex Pereira over here, Yari. It'll be a good fight, though. It'll be a really, really good fight.
I hope it happens.
Tom Aspinall, that's my guy. That is my guy,
I
right?
like Aspinall too.
I don't know why he reminds me of Frank Mir.
He does. It looks just like a Frank Mir. He looks like a European Frank Mir.
That was cool meeting Frank Mir, man. It was like, you know how you fanboyed out, right? It was kind of like, don't fanboy out right now. Like, he's just a guy.
Where did you meet Frank Mir?
At Wise Guys.
I met
Wet
him.
shop.
I met him at Cheetahs,
That strip club?
the strip club in Vegas. Yeah, at strip club. I was like, oh, it's fucking Frank Mir, and he was just Frank Mir. Like, oh yeah, hey, and he was a nice guy, but he was still
Dude, you're not a security guard no more. Like, ease up.
right. And this was after the motorcycle accident. This was like after he lost the title and everything.
Dude, I'm still looking for it, and I hope I find it. I had the opportunity to interview Matt Hughes before his accident. It was in Sandy at Jeremy's gym before he moved. And that was a moment, because that was when what's his name? DeMarcus Johnson. All those guys, Dave Castillo, all those guys were up, and they were up and coming, and it looked like we were about to get like some Utah guys, because Berkman just got on the show, and I had the opportunity to interview him, and we talked, and he gave me a bunch of like knowledge. I remember, like, I can't
You
find
have
the
it
footage.
somewhere?
Yeah, the footage is somewhere. It was on one of those fucking cameras where you have to hold it on your shoulder.
Oh, no
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yo,
looks
put
like
the
a-
VCR tape
It
in there.
looks like a cooler.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, the banger of that card, though, right there, that Matt Frivola, the Rolla Frivola right there,
Yeah.
and that Benoit Dennis, that's going to be the banger of the card, if you ask me.
Okay. I'm
That's
excited
the one
to
I
see.
call that. The fight of the night right there, my friends.
He's calling it. I'm excited to see Mackenzie Dern.
Yeah, it's too bad we lost the John Jones one, though, huh?
How do you think that would have went?
Here's my
man.
John Jones is the GOAT, right? But Stipe is the most durable leather fucking bred individual in the world, and every time he goes out there, he surprises everybody, right?
Well, yeah, Stipe's harder than a coffin nail. I mean, they just the amount of punishment he can take is just unreal.
Good in the sprawl and brawl.
Yeah.
I mean,
Excels in sprawl and brawl.
that's just where he thrives. But
The question is, would John Jones, how, like, his creativity, how would Stipe, you know what I mean?
who knows? Because we didn't see shit in the Cyril Gahn fight. Like, we just saw a fucking, oh, well, there you go. Me and you fighting at the nice fierce fighting 28, right? That's what we would have seen, right? Right. So we don't know. And John has these long fucking layoffs, right?
Yeah.
And what is John now? 37?
Age don't matter. Don't talk to
38?
him about age. Age don't matter.
Yeah, but we're talking about a guy that's been fighting since he was a champion at 22.
Yep.
And, elite.
Right.
I mean, fought the best guys
So-
anywhere.
I don't know. It would have been an interesting. I still give John the upper hand at the end of the day.
when you think back about John's fights, though, can you think of one where he just took a beating? Like,
yeah,
he had-
Gustafson.
Yeah, Jefferson.
Well, yeah, no, that's true.
Oh,
And
Reyes. And Reyes.
Reyes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Reyes did a really good job against John. But he never, that's the thing about Reyes is that he never got back either. Like, once these guys fight John, they don't,
They're done.
Yeah. Even Gustafson, too. Like, John made it known, like, nah, like, there's
He's
no.
done.
Yeah.
I'm not playing with him.
At the end of the day, shout out to Matt Hamill, the fucking GOAT.
Wasn't he did he come here and do a clinic recently?
I don't know.
if it was recently.
I didn't hear
but it
about that
seems
one.
like-
It's because he's dead. You're horrible. Oh man, well, how about we shift gears and let's jump into what's that noise? How are you with noises? Could you pick out a noise if you heard it?
No, but I'm gonna try. Probably half deaf.
Hey, Dre, would you calm down for a moment and just let me talk? Just at this point, you're just rambling. All right. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Will Wonder, and I have a podcast called The Will Wonder Pod. I know, super original name, but I promise you'll love it. We talk sports, we talk music, and generally have some really interesting interviews with people that are doing some really cool things. So make sure you check it out wherever you get your podcast. Once again, that is the Will Wonder Pod. All right, Dre, go on about your business, whatever the fuck you were talking about.
Having a good barber is essential, but having that good barbershop experience is even more essential. Get the barbershop experience you deserve with Boogie Down Barbershop, now located at 7378 South Plaza Center Drive in West Jordan, suite number 106. Gentlemen's cuts, tapers, fades, and even a hot towel shave is on the menu. So book your appointment today at boogiedownbarbershop.com and even follow us on social media at The Boogie Down Barber.
What?
What is that noise? The goal here is to obviously make out the noise. I'll play it a couple times for you. You can talk it over with Justin if you want to. You can also play at home. 385-240-4666 is the number. You can drop your voice notes. You can also shoot a text. But here is the noise. What is that noise? It's very simple noise.
Play it one more time.
One more time. Here you go. 385-240-4666 is the number. Get your guesses in. You had two. Yeah, two plays there. Let's hear it. What do you want? What do you want to guess?
To me, it sounds like a cork coming out of a bottle.
I do got some bottles that have corks. Some really good wine.
That's what I thought.
Maybe after the fight, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
for sure.
Is that what you guys want to?
That's what my guess was.
My guess was.
And I don't. It's not like a champagne, like a pop,
Yeah,
but it's a
it's
cork.
not like a pop and overflow. So
Okay. That is not right. That's not correct.
Well-
get your guesses in. 385-240-4666 is the number for What's That Noise. Maybe if you guys are cool, I'll show you guys afterwards.
Tell us after.
Yeah, I got you. If you're a sports athlete looking for a mouthguard to protect your pearly whites, look no further than All Sports Mouthguards.
All Sports Mouthguards, located in West Jordan, Utah. Come visit us, 1385 West, 9000 South in West Jordan, Utah. We offer high quality, made in the USA, custom molded and custom designed mouthguards.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
So I asked the internet. I said, "Hey, send me some questions. Let's dive into what they had to ask." Okay. And Questions is powered by the good folks over at a bar named Sue. Enjoy live music, sporting events, free bar games like darts and pool. I learned a new one. It's a shuffleboard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Pretty fun game. They got it over there. At both Sue's locations, and also all UFC pay-per-views are there as well. A bar named Sue.com. Okay, so Jackson and Taylorsville, favorite sandwich?
Reuben.
Just a nice hot Reuben.
Oh boy, I had one last night.
I've never met two dudes named Reuben, so I would never had a Reuben sandwich.
Hey, oh.
What the hell?
He's being goofy.
You know how I do it.
Can we guess?
I feel like that derailed the whole. No,
A little
go
bit.
ahead. What's your favorite sandwich?
Can we guess his sandwich?
Yeah, guess
What do
my
you
sandwich.
think Justin's favorite sandwich is?
He's a basic PB&J bitch.
No. More of a grilled cheese.
I was gonna say something like grilled and ham and cheese.
A turkey avocado.
Ooh.
A turkey avocado
pretty
guy
good.
with bean sprouts.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Fancy.
do sprouts.
Yeah,
I don't
fancy like
them.
that, right?
I don't do sprouts ever.
But a Reuben is good.
Give me a nice.
Except I don't like the Thousand Island. Get that shit out of there. I just want mayonnaise and spicy mustard.
Oh, mayo, huh?
Yeah, spicy.
Give me a nice BLT without the T.
Ooh,
I'm not a
you're
tomato guy.
right.
I hate tomato.
I do
Get the
too.
fuck
I
out of
don't
here.
eat
So
them.
just a BL?
Yes,
Yeah.
a BL.
Just a BL?
I do not.
I do like a good BLT.
Maybe throw some avocado in it.
Crunchy
Yeah,
bacon though.
You could get creative.
Not
with
soggy.
it.
No. Crunchy.
Crunchy. Yeah. There you go.
Nice BLT. Good question. I like that. Jackson. All right. Jackie in Portland, Oregon. Shout out to all my Portland people. Are things you people? I heard the last podcast.
Oh, fuck, that pissed me off. You people, who is me people?
Yeah, exactly. Are things
Hey,
in
we're not allowed to say that.
are things in your life? Are there things in your life that you will take to the grave?
Yeah.
Is it your own shit though?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a there's a bunch of everybody's shit. I think, to be honest with you, I especially up in the Ogden area, I've been around long enough.
Shit.
It seems like I know where the fucking bodies are.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Allegedly.
Well,
Allegedly,
thanks, Trey.
not literally, figuratively.
I mean, you're so old. Maybe Capone.
Yeah,
Wasn't he up
Gotti,
there?
all that shit.
Wasn't there Capone stories in Ogden?
There was. Yeah, there
25th
was.
Street.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about you? Do
You know what? 4 years ago, I would have said yes. But since the podcast, and opening up and just chatting, I've put everything out there. I mean, I've told some really vulnerable stories of my life, but I can't think of one thing right now that I haven't put out on the table that somebody doesn't know.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm about as open, about me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about as open as anybody I know. I'm not shy to say I'm a dumbass, and done dumb shit we all have, right?
I mean, everybody's wiped a booger on somebody's furniture in their house, right? There's kind of that kind of shit.
yeah.
But
Everybody's looked in the medicine cabinet of
yeah,
somebody's
absolutely, absolutely. But no, I don't think so. Not for me, anyways.
Yeah, I'm pretty open about my personal. I mean, childhood things like that. I don't shy away from that much, but there's a few probably nuggets that I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, nothing me personally, but definitely other people that shared shit with me.
I think that's true. I could say that too. Yeah.
When I think about it more, because I think I've said some. I mean, on your podcast, I've had some pretty sharing experiences. So yeah, that's true.
All right, Stevie in Idaho Falls. When does the Christmas tree go up?
It don't.
You don't celebrate Christmas?
I do. I put a little tree on my.
Oh my
table.
gosh!
Guess you and Angel fucking hang out.
I know, huh?
A bah humbug and hate Halloween and fucking.
I don't hate Christmas. I just I don't have time to be decorating shit.
The day after Thanksgiving.
You make time.
Friday.
If it's important, you make time. If it's not important, you make an excuse.
And that's why I do it. I'm the wife, the kids.
My
that's
kids are
important to
grown.
them, right?
My kids are grown.
Did you do it when they were little?
Yeah, we did. We Halloween the whole thing. Yeah. But now I'm like Kane's my youngest. He's 23. He don't care either. Go to your mom's. She's got it all set up. Go up there.
I think that's one thing that I will make my kids do. It's like, you're gonna be at dad's house. We're gonna set up this fucking tree. I don't care what you guys do afterwards, but we're setting up this tree. We're gonna have, maybe a cocktail if you're old enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We have some traditions. To be honest with you, I don't decorate. I go to my grandma's. It's nice. She makes good food. You know what I mean?
Dad always made it special for me, and I had a single father, so it was kind of like that was the moment, 365, but that month, it was like, that's the month where we're gonna bond, we're gonna have some cool things together.
And I think that's probably really it. Like for me, like tradition was we went to my grandma on my mom's side, and she just the nines, right? The nines.
What did you call grandma?
Grandma.
Just grandma?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Justin, what'd you call your grandma?
Deanna.
Did you call Nima?
Ma'am.
Mom's mom or dad's mom? Both?
Well, one was really all piped up on pain meds, so she didn't know. She didn't give a shit if we called her Carl, for God's sake. So, but the other one we called Grandma. Yeah. So, yeah, just Grandma.
Okay.
Just Grandma.
Yeah, my grandma she did a spread. So I just think that. That's that. To be honest with you, that's Christmas for me. This year, I'm gonna go down to St. George and see her because I haven't been down for Christmas for a couple of years.
Yeah,
but I mean, as far as in my house, I don't do much.
You should change that. I'll come to your house.
I'll come to your house.
We'll deck the halls together, my friend.
Yeah. Listen to metal Christmas music.
Fuck yeah.
Uncle Eric's drunk on the couch.
We're just gonna call you Uncle Eddie just for the month.
Yeah. I'll wear the get up. Don't play with me.
All right, Pete in Idaho Falls as well. Shout out to Idaho Falls, man. All right, would you ever do reality TV?
I don't think I got the patience for that shit.
No,
I
would. You got to think about reality TV.
Yeah, but
think
your
about
personality.
But think about what the things that you wouldn't do a side by side reality TV show. If they give you a bunch of free shit to go do,
I have time for that.
You ain't doing shit. All you doing is being yourself, and they film everything.
It's like the podcast right now. Like I love doing it. As a father, I have a daughter in dance. I got one getting into jujitsu. Full-time job. I guess if you could say in a perfect world, and you could put all that aside and not have any damage, yeah, probably.
Honestly, I would rather 10 times out of 10, I would rather do this with you than do.
Can I edit it myself?
I mean, you could be in the editing room. How
right?
about that?
Because we all know the way they edit reality TV. You could be a Prince Charming or a piece of shit, right?
Yeah, right.
So if yes, then yeah. Probably.
If they need a heel, that's what you are. But I honestly, I would rather do this. I'd rather have a conversation like this. It's unscripted. You know what I mean? This to me is natural. That most reality TV seems fake.
Yeah, but it could be real, right? Yeah. If Fierce decided, hey, we need to follow Eric on the way to do all this, they have the cameras right there. They're showing the training. They're showing the conversations. They're showing you at your day job. You know what I mean?
I might be able to have a camera crew follow me, but I ain't going to live in the house with a bunch of fucking guys and shit. I ain't.
No, I think he's right. Like if it was the right situation, for what worked in your life, then absolutely. Like if Fierce did something like that, if that place you work at, we won't say, did something like that, like yeah. But if you were going to live with 15 dudes and 15 girls and you were going to go fucking
like
go
you want to follow me on my
to
day-to-day life, I guess that would be fine. But I'm not going to like live with nobody. I'm not going to an island. I ain't doing none of that stupid shit.
Unless it's Fight Island.
Then you can follow me around Fight Island.
All right, last one here. Nate in Westchester, New York. One must go. Burgers, tacos, steak, or pizza?
Pizza.
burgers.
Yo, really? You like pizza over burgers?
Well, I like steak and I like tacos over burgers, but I don't do the bun in a burger.
I think
I'm a lettuce wrap guy.
I'd like it has to be a damn good pizza for me to be like, I should have a pizza. Pizza Hut don't come
Have you
to my
guys not
house,
had
no.
a pizza? I won't say the place, but they're just right down the road. I will take the Pepsi Challenge, the best pizza in the state of Utah.
I have to try it.
Yeah.
Hold on, did Guy
Right down the road.
did Guy go there?
What?
Did Guy go there?
Guy Ferrari.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know if he did or not. There's 3 locations here in Utah.
There
There's
one in Ogden?
there's one in North Salt Lake, Centerville, and Layton. And I challenge anybody to tell me a better pizza in here.
Okay.
Starts with a Z, almost like that, but it's not.
Oh, Zapatos.
No.
Yo, I did have a Sbarro today. We took my baby girl turned 3 today, and so we made it a whole day. We went to the aquarium. She loves animals, and got there at 10 a.m. I told my wife, I said, the only bad thing about doing this on a Tuesday at 10 a.m. fucking field trips.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the little bastards with their little fucking scavenger hunts
Screaming.
But no, name a burger where you're like, it puts my dick in the dirt.
Crown Burger pastrami.
I like Crown Burger pastrami, but
I'm a Utah boy. You know?
No, I get it, right? I get it, but it's not like.
I like a good Gorgonzola burger, like blue cheeseburger.
All right, next question.
Lucky 13 makes a good burger.
That one I will give it to.
Hell
BJ
yeah.
Penn's favorite burger in the world, the garlic burger.
Yeah, Lucky 13 for sure. But pizza, I could take it or leave it.
I got you. Yeah, I would say pizza. Get out of here. I like a burger over a pizza.
Really?
Yeah, especially if I make it. You look like you make a good whatever on a grill. Do you grill a lot?
Yeah, I got a smoker and I do. I actually, my oldest daughter just got married and I did all the pulled pork for 7,500 people.
Damn. Shit. That's a lot of people.
I'm multi-talented. I know you think.
No, I was not talking about that. I was talking about 7,500 people, for God's sake.
Well, 75 to
100.
Oh, I thought you said 7,500 people. I'm like, who the fuck is your daughter? Fucking Diane, fucking Queen Diane, for Christ's sake. Holy shit.
That is a lot of people.
All right.
All right, let's jump into a segment called P or Not P.
Hey, yo, you're probably listening to the Unrestricted Podcast with DreRawka. We are? No, they are. Yeah, oh, right.
Oh, wow.
And I'm the real Ruby. You can catch me and Fonzie and the Jim Defunk, G Daddy Funk on Lake Talk 801 podcast. Yeah, but I think you have to come in more smoother, more funnier. Like, yeah, they could catch us on the Lake Talk 801 podcast.
Yeah, y'all can catch us on the Lake Talk 801.
Yeah, and be like, and yeah, man, hey. And they could catch people like me, the real Ruby, and people like you, Fonzie, and people like him, G Daddy Funk, on the Lake Talk 801. Who cares?
What did he say?
Huh?
I didn't hear him.
I don't know, but this probably should be the ad.
Are these on?
Catch a new episode every Monday on all streaming platforms. The Lake Talk 801. Tune in now.
I'm a player, man. I'm a pimp, and I don't have to deal with you. Got your shirt on backwards. Player. Players fuck up.
P or not P? That is the question.
So back in the day, it was like, yo, that's a player move or it's not a player move. Meaning it's cool or not cool. Okay. And P or Not P is powered by, we're talking about barbecuing, Main Street Quality Meats. 4th-generation butcher promising fresh, never frozen meats. You can't get to Salt Lake? Don't worry. You can order online at mainstreetqualitymeats.com. All right. So the first one, going to party empty-handed. So you go into somebody's house, they invite you, but you show up empty-handed.
Nope. No P.
Not cool, right?
No.
Oh, no P.
Justin
But
definitely
I'll
shows
show up anyway.
Yeah, you would.
I show up anyway.
Fucking
But I'll
dickhead.
apologize, right? I'll over apologize to everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
coming in and I'll drink all their fucking beer and I'll eat all their fucking food.
No, Justin shows up with his own cooler.
I'll piss on all of their toilet seats, right?
All right. Tattooing a spouse's name on you.
Well, ask Eric.
I don't have their name.
Well,
on me,
I mean, we're pretty
but
close,
there's
right?
some-
I mean-
there's some matching ones out there.
Symbolization. Okay.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yo, would you ever tattoo your old lady's name on you?
I don't have no tattoos, so I don't think I'd get anything anyway.
That's right. That's
Well,
right.
so I look like I've been to prison, but I got a pretty good credit score. So. But I'm so stubborn. Like I could get some of this shit removed, like this, my red flag or whatever. And I just won't. It's like my scars. I'm gonna have to wear them till they bury me because it just reminds me, don't be a dipshit.
I've never heard it work out. Like, does anybody have?
Like I said, it's matching tattoos, not names, but that didn't work either. So,
Okay. You?
No.
Okay. I think wifey wants to get my name on her though, so I support that.
On her neck?
Yeah, nah, probably on like an ankle or something.
if I was wild though, I'd fucking.
Why don't you blast the neck?
Huh? I'm a professional.
Okay.
It's still
You wear collars, don't you?
not to my chin.
We talked about this. How bad I want to fucking.
I do
hand
too.
tattoo so bad,
I would tattoo both my hands right now if I. Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't get the knuckle duster on your hand. But this is the
I'm a professional.
lying about your kid's age to get something free.
No.
all the time.
You're at Denny's. No, you're 3 years old. Chill.
That is P. No. That is P. Are you kidding me? Well, yours is 27, for Christ's sake. There's no way you're fucking passing for a 12-year-old motherfucker. Like, I got to get mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I guess.
I'm trying to save $12.50.
You know you feel me, right?
I guess
right
a
there.
free buffet at the GC, whatever you got to do.
All right. Owning a bird.
No. Fuck, they creep me out. Fucking birds creep me the fuck out.
They live too goddamn long.
That and they're flying around, they're shitting on. No.
And they could talk.
Yeah.
What the
back.
fuck? Yeah.
They can talk back. Yeah. No.
All
not
right.
for me.
Using your spouse's toothbrush. Did you ever use one of your wives? Yeah, you
I
did.
probably have. There was some hangover mornings that were probably really fucking rough.
You're a brush your teeth in the shower kind of guy, huh?
Yup.
I knew it.
It's efficiency. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. Sorry. It's efficiency, bro. Efficiency.
Okay.
I come out of the shower ready to go.
I do nasty things with my wife, and I will never use her toothbrush. It's weird. I don't know. I'm not even a germaphobe, but
There's no fucking. Ours doesn't even sit in the same container. We have them in separate areas.
Bro, I
because
scrub them things together, put it in my mouth. I'm fucking fuck.
he said no fucking way. All right. Wearing light up sneakers.
I would do that.
Stayed alive.
Bet. Skechers. I don't know.
There was a guy at Fierce. He was wearing a white shirt. He looked like a big wig. He looked like somebody probably like a big title sponsor, and he had light up shoes.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, I was like, look at him.
I can appreciate somebody showing personality. I really can. So, if you want to do that, go ahead. Tear it up.
I would assume that if the sneaker apps released a nice pair of sneakers and they were light ups, maybe.
Chucks.
I know a guy that would. We both know a guy. I guarantee you would wear those ugly fucking things.
I need some light up Chucks. I'm a diehard Chuck fan. I just
They're
ordered
so
some
uncomfortable.
No, bro.
I love Chuck Taylors for the nostalgia, but the flattest shoe ever.
That's why I have back problems, because I wore them for 20 years.
My kid's like, you dress like a frat boy with your Chucks and shit. I'm like, shut up.
All right. Showing up to an event and putting all the drinks on somebody else's tab.
Oh, murder. I'll follow you outside. That's happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah, like,
let's hear.
Well, there was a woman in my life.
Usually is.
And
I've seen you tongue down a girl at the Fierce before. In front of the DJ booth. It was really funny. It was very funny.
Were you turned on?
I was just like, holy shit. Look at Silverback over here.
Is that? God, that one ended bad. Fuck me.
It was.
I know who it was.
Hey, which one's ended good? For Christ's sake.
It was almost like
I've had some. Believe it or not, I've had some that were amicable split.
But still, it was an amicable split, right?
The 4 or 5 that were
It was like, hey, you want to sign this treaty? Okay, we're good.
Yeah, you stay on your side of the river. That's the wildest fucking story ever. Because I just realized who it was.
The brunette.
Yeah, long brunette.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh God, that one went bad. I forgot the fucking question.
Putting drinks on.
She was hot though.
Tab.
God damn, she was hot and scary.
You got a type?
Crazy. Like there's a may or may not stab me in the neck factor.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. No, to be honest with you, I'm really in a personal renaissance, and I'm just trying to get my own shit together because I realize that I am probably I'm the common denominator, right? So, currently trying to really apply myself to not just caring about my job, but my personal life too. So
I feel you.
I'm just slowing down a little bit, but I was married to a woman that would buy the bar round. Get another round. I mean, $250 bar tabs, $300 bar tabs. Yeah.
No, thank you.
She ain't had no money.
All right, going to the concert alone. We know you won't go. You'll steal somebody else's ticket for a girl that you just met at the bar.
I didn't just meet her. I mean, they drove me down. I don't like concerts enough to go. I get super irritated with people sometimes. So like I went to Jelly Roll. It was great. That's the only concert I've been to this year. I would not go by myself. No. I mean, I would go with somebody else for sure, but I wouldn't go by myself. I'd make them drive. That's my ammo.
What about you? What about you, Justin?
God no. Yeah, I get too irritated. I get too freaked out by a bunch of people.
You know how I know I'm 45 is parking irritates the shit out of me. Parking is my like if I got to sit there for 45 minutes to get out of there, I ain't going. Pass. Don't care who it is.
That's an OP move, huh?
No.
I hate DJing downtown because of that.
Trying to get out of there.
Oh, it's horrible.
2:00 in the morning or something. Yeah.
Not only that, but one time I got a boot on my car after a gig.
Nuh-uh.
I rocked the club. So you remember the old sandbar?
Yeah.
Pierpont?
Yeah.
Rocked the sandbar. Club was jumping, everything like that. 2:30, I go out to a car, booted. Guys still waiting for their taxis and shit because at the time Uber shit wasn't around. They're waiting for taxis out front of the club. My car's right out front of the club. They're making fun of me. Look at the DJ got a boot. I'm like, motherfuckers, assholes. Learn my lesson though. I paid my parking tickets. All right, dating a friend's ex.
No. No.
Not cool.
Especially not your friend's ex-wife.
Yeah, that's tough. I'll stay away from it.
Good call. Because then I'll get some fucking nasty text or something. I'm sure they'll see this. It's fine.
Oh shit! All right, using your I already did that one. Faking an injury to get out of a workout.
No, you better you better fake you're okay and get through that shit.
Yo, the hammy ain't doing too well.
Oh man, it's doing bad. I can't type that report up
back before you skip a workout. I got a weird problem. I go to the gym almost 7 days a week.
You're very alpha.
Yeah, it's probably obnoxious.
What's the most? Because they say the divine thing in a person is the balance between male and sensitive and not, right? What's the most sensitive thing about you?
I care about people's feelings. I mean, I genuinely do. I don't try to run over people's feelings and things like that. I don't give a shit what they think about me necessarily, but I won't do something just shitty to somebody. I think that there was a time where you could shame somebody into, kind of correcting their action to where they'd act right. Mm-hmm. And I think for a lot of the current state of affairs around here, you can't anymore. I mean, you see those videos where like somebody's getting jumped or something crazy is happening and all these people are standing around recording it and shit. You're part of the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Help somebody.
Without that video though, we wouldn't have seen it.
True. It only takes one person to video. It doesn't take 47 people to video one guy.
Well,
to
you
take
got different angles, though. You have
different angles, right?
Yeah.
Slow motion,
right? We really get a feel for the situation, right?
What I'm waiting for is the drone footage. Like, we need somebody out there when the fight breaks out. We need the drone footage.
Dude.
Well, if somebody was flying the drone, then the rest of them people could help some poor bastard getting his teeth kicked in.
Nah, I hope I get help. If somebody's beating me up, that's one of my worst fears. Don't beat me up in the street.
Look, right or wrong, right? Mm-hmm. Start it, don't start it, whatever. You don't need to, just things like that. You know what I mean? Be decent. I saw an elderly lady at a grocery store and she's trying to reach something off the top shelf. I saw 4 guys walk by her and not help her. And so I walk over and I get it, right? And just...
Did she tell you to fuck off, that she don't need your help?
No, because she
needed the help.
Somehow she was shorter than him.
Damn. That's tiny.
I mean, and it was top shelf. It was top shelf.
She gives a mean Dutch rudder, though, right?
Needless, what I didn't know, though, is she wanted it was like some soda, like a 2 liter or something.
Yeah.
She wanted like 47.
It was a fifth of fucking Old Crow.
Said
what?
Like all of them. But, I mean, just, I try to be a decent person. I'm not always. We all got that. You know what I mean? But, I care about people, I think.
Obviously we're at an hour and a half. I want to close this thing out, but I do have one last question for you. Is Eric Iman proud of himself?
No.
Why?
I'm proud of some things that I've done. How about that? I am the type of person that forever nitpicks at himself because I use that as fuel. But I got kicked out of school when I was 17. I went to alternative schools. I, just ran the gambit of being a fuck up. And I made something of myself. I mean, I'm 100% self-made, right? No college, no nothing. I taught myself how to operate a business. I listened, I learned, I was mentored. I had some great people in my life bring me up. But I don't know if I'll ever be like, it's not my personality, right? Like if I get criticism from somebody, my initial, depending on what it is, right? But my initial reaction is kind of like irritation, and my next is action. So I think that I sort of it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like I'm using the things that I think are wrong with me to try to propel me. Like I said, I'm proud of my fight career, but I could have done a lot of things better. It was hard on my kids, hard on my kids. My kids grew up in gyms. There's a lot of things I could have done better. I'm proud of aspects of it, but as a whole, I mean, I make light of these failed relationships that I've had. But it's, we tell jokes and it's, but it hurts. It's painful. It's a loss. I lost people. So, I'm one of them guys that will never stop striving for the next opportunity, the next win, the next whatever. It's just my DNA. My mom's that way. My mom's savage. I make jokes, you know, I was raised by a wolf. But yeah, I mean, aspects, sure, but as a whole, I have a long way to go before I'm worth a fuck.
Well, I think it's important to tell yourself that you're proud of yourself when you have those moments, like you said.
I do. I mean, I have moments where I'm like, God damn, you know, I did a good job. You know, it's not like it's constant down on myself by any means. I don't want you to think that, but I know that I have, like, you know, I was in a motorcycle accident. There were some really shitty things around it that I did that was my fault, right? And it was immediately like a snap out of, I spent a fucking year feeling sorry for myself. And I didn't realize it until I fell off that motorcycle. I spent a whole year feeling sorry for myself. And when I realized it, obviously I was pretty irritated with myself. And I used that to make excuses about doing dumb shit, and you know what I mean? So like I said, I'm kind of in a personal renaissance right now where I'm really into my own self-growth. Up till now, everything that I was focused on was external. I wanted to be successful in my job. I wanted to make good money. I wanted to raise my kids, you know, things like that. For the first time in probably my whole life, in the last 8 months, I'm really looking internally. And I'm seeing some results there. You know, some shit happened just this last weekend where I was like, you know, 6 months ago, I would have handled that bad, like bad, right? But I was a grown up. I stuck to what I thought I should do. You know, I went through a period where I was drinking a lot, very minimal now. You know, fighting got me back into my groove that way. But like I said, when I fell off that motorcycle, it just snapped in me. I have been feeling sorry for myself, and that is not acceptable. I would not accept that from one of my kids, one of my friends, one of my family. I would not let them wallow this way. And I was really mad at myself. But again, now I'm definitely on a better path. You know, I'm learning about myself. I'm reading self-improvement stuff a lot, podcasts primarily. I don't listen to a lot of music during the week. I really think I'm investing in myself right now. And it for sure is the first time in my life.
That's great, man. I think the more you grow as a person, like the more you're gonna, you know, be proud of yourself and things like that. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, I was this big, heavy, chubby kid, right? I was 310 pounds, and even at 6'6", it's heavy, right? And I worked and I toiled to get to where I am, and it's not easy. My body's meant to be big and heavy and strong, right? And I'm lean. I'm 45. You can see my abs. You know what I mean? And I worked and worked and worked. It took me 10 years to figure it out. So then I was proud of myself for that, right? But it's that in the end, it ties back in with discipline, like I talked about, right? The discipline it took me to do that, I need to apply that internally in my thought processes as far as my personal life. I'm super disciplined at work, like super disciplined, but I just sort of like I've just let my personal life go wild as far as, you know, just not being a good husband, not being, you know, just stuff like that. So I'm 100% I'm in a personal renaissance. I'm really investing internally in myself. And through this, I think it's externally manifesting itself with how I look and how I behave and how I act. So I'm definitely in a much, much better place than I've ever been.
Well, hopefully it shows on the 17th in that cage. You're taking on an opponent that you fought 3 times now.
Twice. This will be the third, yeah.
Now,
I lost to twice. And I've had a bunch of people, are you worried about it? No, he should fucking worry about me.
It's a fight.
He should worry about me.
That's right. FierceFightingChampionship.com. Get your tickets now. Click on Eric Iman's face and make sure.
My mom says I'm pretty. Somebody message my mom and tell her I said.
I know you don't do Instagram, but you want to shout out your Facebook?
My Instagram's back on Silverback Muay Thai. That's a story too. Silverback Muay Thai on Instagram. Eric Iman on Facebook. Shoot me a like. Shoot me a. If we don't have mutual friends, you might want to shoot me a message. This is where you heard about me because some shit got weird.
There's always like a B side to the A.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm completely,
He's like, I'm on Facebook, but you got to message me because there was some weird things going on there.
Well, he's all knocked twice.
Yeah. My Facebook's a lot easier. I had some weird shit happen on Instagram, so but it's all public. You can follow me, whatever. I do some silly videos and shit all the time. I'm kind of a clown, but
show up the Maverick Center November 17th, Fierce Fighting Championship number 28. If you can't make it into the arena, we want you at the arena. That's the most important thing. But if you can't, fiercefightingchampionship.com, buy the pay-per-view, support these guys. This is Utah's biggest MMA promotion.
By a lot.
And it's unmatched, man, professionally, as far as these professional fighters.
And there's no feeling, you watching it TV, there's no feeling like it live. So just remember that.
And there's not a bad seat in the house.
No, it's definitely worth the trip. Especially you get a $50 ticket.
I hear the DJ, phenomenal.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Phenomenal.
I want it to be packed out so we can get pyro. I want pyro in the arena, but we have to sell it out. We have to get some seats, so we can get some pyro. Justin.
Some hairspray.
Justin, do you want to shout out Long Balls?
Yeah, Lord _Long Balls. That's with a Z on the gram. You can find. Well, I mean, my professional career says, hey, you need to change that shit there, bud. But anyway, you can find me on the Facebook. I'm still on the other side of the beehive. Every Monday, new episode. We just recorded 250,
and I was there.
Mr. Eric Iman. We're still going. There's no end to it yet. Who knows what's going on?
You, you're the person with the keys. I
get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And I may just take a little break. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah, that's it. Just take a break, man. That's the thing.
See what happens.
That's the thing about this podcasting thing, especially when you do it every week. You're consistent on every week, and that's what you hold your standard to. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, well, the guy I do it with holds me to a pretty high standard. When I leave, and I have a few times, he's like, hey, and I think I just need a little break, need a little reset. We'll keep going, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but check out their podcast. They're a lot of fun. On the Halloween episode, you guys dressed up. That was cool.
Yeah. We always have fun with the holidays. We definitely do that.
I feel like we never got the conclusion of Trust Me, though. You were hype about Trust Me, and then it just kind of fizzled out.
You know what? I just got some new bottles in. Trust Me, going strong. They're in bars now. They're starting to kind of go everywhere. You can get it in liquor stores. I have a strong tie to Trust Me, but I'm not a vodka guy. But if I have to drink vodka,
Waldo is. He loves vodka.
Does he? Yeah. Tell him to get on me. I've got a lot of Trust Me vodka.
That asshole drank all my Sky vodka. I had the big fucking Sky, the blue one.
Yeah.
I got it just because it was blue. It was a beautiful bottle. This motherfucker drank the whole thing.
But it as far as vodka, I was a Tito's guy until I had some Trust Me. It's
really
there's
I
no
was
comparison.
a Tito's guy too.
But trust me.
I do.
Trust Me vodka.
The tag. Okay, again, fiercefightingchampionship.com, November 17th. Go see Silverback live in action, taking on a former opponent, about to be a new opponent again. I'm excited about this.
About to be an unconscious opponent.
Okay. Silverback said it, and the thing about this thing is that I'm the DJ, right? So like, I'm okay to be biased. Now, Blake and these guys, they can't
be even.
Yeah. But I be talking shit. I'm like, Jackson, man, I need you to be a little bit louder for Kent. You know what I mean? I need you to be a little louder for my guys when they go into the ring. And but they got to be even draw. Not me. No.
Yo, go support local MMA. At the end of the day, that's the biggest thing.
It's guys chasing their dream. Go fucking support somebody. Be a good human.
Exactly.
Go
support.
Buy a ticket even if you don't go.
Bingo. And if you want to buy some merch from my website, allrock.com, ALLRAWK.com. Support this podcast. All proceeds that we get in this podcast go back into the community. Being able to buy, rent this, facility and whatnot and get new equipment. It's all because of you and your generosity. So definitely go do that. And man, thank you guys for your time.
Hey, I really appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your time. I know it's nighttime and you got a family, so I appreciate you doing this for me.
Absolutely. Justin, appreciate you, brother.
Go to allrock.com. One of the best sweaters I have.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can say good about my website.
I'm gonna buy some shit as soon as he shuts the camera off.
All right, we out. Peace.
Peace.